Hey, welcome back to this episode of Movie Commentary, where we talk about particular films and we discuss the different issues and themes and principles behind the movie. So King T'Challa is a character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is Black Panther. In the story within Civil War, his dad was murdered. He was killed in that explosion in that movie. T'Challa did not initiate this. He did not make this happen. He did not incite any kind of violence against his dad. Him and his dad, as far as we can tell by the film, are totally innocent, and someone else initiated attack against his dad. And now T'Challa has the right to respond to that attack. We could see the similar theme in any Western film. If you've ever seen a shootout or like a duel between people in a Western film, there's two gunmen. They're waiting with their hands near their hips. And the challenge or that game that those two gunmen are playing is they're trying to not die, but they're also trying to not be the first one to draw their pistol. And that's part of that challenge is, do I be the first one to draw and have a better chance at shooting and killing this other person? Or do I want to be the one who is responding to having the gun drawn on me? Notice, if I'm the one who initiates and I kill the other person first, then that would actually be murder. Whereas if I'm drawing in response, then that could be seen as me defending my life. So there's an initiator and there's a responder. Again, so T'Challa and his dad, they did not initiate. They were initiated on. So now T'Challa is responding to equal out that justice. Civil War, I believe, shows a very great character development within T'Challa. King T'Challa is on this revenge path. He actually finds the man who is responsible for killing his dad. We find out that it's that character, the Zemo guy. He planted the bomb, he blew it up, and it was all a means and all a ploy to try to get the Avengers to fight each other. T'Challa overhears this, so now T'Challa knows who he wants to go and take out justice on. So he's got Zemo in his clutches. He is going to go, he has the ability to kill him. And then he decides to, instead of kill him, he says a line to the Zemo guy. He says,
"The living are not done with you yet."
What does he do in that moment? Instead of killing him killing him, he would have had the right. He would have been equaling up justice. He would have gotten what he was owed in that moment. But he decides not to do that. So what is he doing? In this moment, he's actually showing his enemy mercy. Mercy is the postponement of justice being equaled out. So he allows time for Zemo to go to trial, to be properly judged by a tribunal or by a jury. He goes from being a man to being a godly man, going from someone who thinks like a human to someone who thinks in a more godly fashion, or in a more righteous fashion, in a more just fashion. Something else I really love about this movie, about this character T'Challa, this is a quality that's hardly seen in the other superheroes. I would say Captain America is probably the runner-up here for someone who can do what T'Challa did. In this moment, T'Challa, again, he's about to equal out justice on Zemo. We see his claws drawn. He's coming up to Zemo. And Zemo tells a story of how the Avengers were a part of a great conflict that destroyed his city, that resulted in the death of his family. Now, Zemo took that, and Zemo was thinking like a man. a regular human man. It's the Avengers. If they weren't fighting in this area, this great evil and injustice would not have happened to my family. I would have not had them taken away. Technically, I could see how Zemo here could feel like he has the right to take out justice against the Avengers, because in his mind, he sees the Avengers as the people who are responsible for that, even though they didn't directly cause it. And that's where the difference between Zemo and T'Challa really comes in, is the Avengers didn't initiate an attack on Zemo's family. The Avengers were responding to a threat of Ultron. They're fighting Ultron, and as an effect, Zemo's family gets lost in the process. And while this is tragic and this is heartbreaking for anyone who would have to go through something like that and experience something like that, it is different, and it does not seem like Zemo recognizes that. He doesn't see the difference between what he's done by initiating an attack on the UN building and on T'Challa's dad that caused the whole inciting event. T'Challa is about to strike. He hears Zemo's story, and Zemo's story actually teaches and it reaches T'Challa. And my proof for that would be that T'Challa realizes that
Vengeance has consumed you. It's consuming them. I'm done letting it consume me.
T'Challa in this moment, it displays another property of godly thinking. Instead of trying to prove Zemo wrong, he looks to prove himself wrong. He recognizes vengeance has consumed them. Vengeance has consumed me. And this causes T'Challa to give up and to let go of that claim that he felt like he had over Zemo's life. He showed Zemo mercy. The living are not done with you yet. I'm not going to be the one to equal out justice on you, but you will experience justice in the long term. He's not letting Zemo get away with it. He's not trying to delay justice permanently, but he just recognizes that it is in T'Challa's interest. It is actually in everyone's interest for T'Challa to postpone judgment on Zemo. So T'Challa is able and willing to consider that he's wrong. All right, my superhero questions for today. Can I show others mercy like King T'Challa did? And can I consider where I'm wrong like King T'Challa did? Thank you for watching this episode of Movies and the Mind. I will see you later.